Surfing to me is just the most wonderful excuse to do exercise and to be just completely present in that one moment. It's like I live, definitely like a hectic lifestyle, constantly connected. You can't be connected out in the ocean, so having that ability just to go out, surf and have fun with friends is no better excuse to do that, and to do it all in a beautiful environment. I find that surfing gives you like the ability to travel, the ability to socialise, the ability to exercise, all these things wrapped up into one sport that once you buy a board and a wetsuit, it's free every time you go. There's no fee that goes along with it, so it makes it just even that much more special. Yeah. So surfing then has a multifaceted approach to our governance structure. So we have three different elements, which is a governance, participation and a performance element. So when it comes to governance, our organisation is all about having a fit-for-purpose NGB that leads the sport correctly, is run like a business, treats its member like a customer. And what that does then is allows us to focus on our participation. So we want people to start and then support and stay in surfing. There's this community that's a wonderful group of people that continues to grow and has lots of different layers amongst it. Inside that, people go on this cycle, so it's like you can come in at 8 or 18 or 28 or whatever, and hopefully when you leave the sport at 60, 70, 80 years old, you're able to have been recycling this information back in. The other element to what we do is the performance side. So yes, competition, having elite level and grassroots level competitions, all this performance stuff that drives people. But I think as a general, Surfing England is here, in our strapline, it's like for the support and development of surfing in England. And that covers almost everything and anything, whether it's us like promoting the work that the NGOs and the charities are doing on the plastic pollution, or whether it's providing competition, or whether it's taking little Jimmy who's 7 years old and says, "Mum, I want to learn to surf," and making sure that moment that they walk into our sport where they're welcomed and they get a safe, fun environment to learn in.
What surfing means to me is basically my whole life, really. When I was a child, I learned to surf, and I kind of got quite addicted to it, and then as I became an adult I realised that I needed to support that habit somehow. So I've ended up in the industry making surfboards my entire life, really. Literally been making surfboards half my life. So yeah, really it's the central part in my life without which I don't know what I would do, frankly. Right when surfing started in the whole world, it also started here. Australian lifeguards came here and brought surfboards with them to go lifeguarding on these beaches, working employed. And that's how I got into it. I met those guys. I bought my first surfboard off an Australian lifeguard. It takes us, I would guess, around 8 hours to make an average surfboard. But the way that works out is that we have got, we're a small company and we plan to make 8 boards a week. So we start 8 boards each week and we finish 8 boards from the week before each week. So we've always got roughly 16 boards in the system, something like that. 8 being finished, 8 being started. So that's how it works. The way I said roughly it takes 8 hours. Some are quicker than that, significantly. If it's a plain white short board, we can do it pretty quick. Some are significantly longer. On average, if it's a wooden tail block, 10-foot long board with triple stringers and all the bells and whistles. So, it's a bit of a moving target to say exactly how long it takes, because we make a lot of custom boards and they're all really different. But that's broadly, and it would take a working day roughly to make a board.
30 years ago, I surfed for the rush and the adrenaline thing. You know, I was quite young. I was quite a young man, and it just really gave me a huge adrenaline rush. I just loved it. I just loved going in the ocean and catching waves. The learning to surf process was the most enjoyable time. So, because it's quite a hard thing to do. You know, some people take to it quicker than others, and some people end up being a lot better than others. You know, there's surf champions and there's people that are just naturally really good at it. But nevertheless, it's a really hard discipline to learn. There's so many things that you have to go through and so much ocean knowledge you have to pick up. So that was the most enjoyable thing. Why do I do it now? I don't do it like I used to. I don't rush out there every day, you know, whatever the conditions were like I used to. But on a really good day when the sun's shining and there's head-high surf and it's clean and it just has that calling. But it's become a lot more spiritual and you know, it's really good for my head and my soul, and I, you know, my love for surfing has never died. But it's a good question, because as you get older, perhaps most surfers would tell you it's different from their reasons for doing it are slightly different from what they used to be. From a forecasting point of view, predicting the waves, the things that we're looking for are pressure systems. So this is the UK and Europe. Out here, look, you can see a big low depression, there's lots of wind, and that's creating lots of swell. So we'll be looking towards when that swell from this depression will be coming, how that's travelling, how strong those winds are. So this is the sort of stuff we have now to predict the waves, as opposed to years ago when we just had BBC weather charts and pressure charts. There's so much more stuff going on, so we can be far more accurate in predicting when the waves are coming, how big they're going to be, what the winds will be doing when they arrive. And the other big factor here is the huge tidal